guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the place where we learn better so we can do better and be better. This time I read a book called Relentless by Tim S. Grover. So this book is all about taking yourself to the next level. It's all about improving yourself. So he says that it's about moving from being good to being great, but then even better, to being relentless. So relentless is like being the best of the best of the best. So Tim is actually a coach. He coaches top athletes, be it your Kobe Bryant, Michael B. Jordan, and Dwayne Wade, who are like pro athletes. And he's just bringing us into what it takes to actually go pro as an individual. So what I liked about the book is that it's not only focused on you going pro as an athlete, but you going pro as an individual in whatever interests you have and in just being the best version of yourself. So the outline of the book is such that he breaks it down into 13 different chapters, the principles and what it actually takes to be relentless. He describes 3 different types of personalities. So he has one. The first one is called the cooler, right? And then the second one is a closer. The third is called a cleaner. So throughout the chapters, he describes the principles that makes one relentless into how each of these different people actually apply them. So for the first one, so coolers are people, who are, they're calm. If you never tell them to do anything, they probably won't do it. They're okay with being followers, they're chilled in life, If things are not going well, they just let it be. They try, but not too hard. And then we have the second, which are the closers. So closers, they're a little bit more, proactive. If you tell them what to do, they'll do it super, super well. They have a drive. They don't necessarily do so well under pressure, but they do take pressure well. And then we go on to the third type of person. So this one is called a cleaner. Listen, a cleaner gets there, gets things done. They decide. They don't wait for pressure. They just go ahead and make things happen. They are the best. They're not only the best, but they keep on being on top and even getting better. So he mostly focuses on the cleaner throughout the chapter and helps us see what it actually takes so that we can move ourselves from all those 2 different types to actually being cleaners in our lives and our careers and in whatever we do, even in families. He's describing how that could be really helpful. So he goes into different lessons, of which I will share with you. So lesson number 1, he says being great makes you a legend, but being the best makes you an icon. So the aim is to work towards being the best at what you do, right? Constantly work on yourself, constantly be improving yourself so that you are the best at what you do. And then lesson number 2, you need to focus. You need to stop blaming other people for what is happening in your life, and we need to stop complaining. Let's take action and be proactive about actually moving our lives forward, It's just always a reminder to be like, what can I do for myself? Make sure that you take control and take responsibility for your life and for your success, right? If one strategy is not working, move on to a different strategy. And then number 3, he says that you don't have to love the process, right? But you have to love the result. So many things that we do, we don't actually like. People who are successful don't usually like the process. Training to be a pro athlete takes so many hours. The injuries that were in there, I'm just like, how are these people coping? But they are in love with the results. They constantly work because they know at the end of the day, they are going to be the best, and that's what matters. And then moving on, he says that you have to train your mind. You have to train your mind because 80% of the success is based on your mental attitude. And then your body follows what your mind tells it to do. So make sure that you're always training your mind. You're always making sure that you're strong, you're informed, you're positive, you're constantly disciplining yourself so that you achieve whatever goals that you have. When I read this book, I got to understand getting to the top really takes a lot. It really, really requires a lot. So moving on, he says, you have to, put aside the fear. you have to put aside the emotions and the physical conditions, and you just have to get it done. Listen, everything aside, today I woke up, I don't feel like running, oh my god, no. Today I feel like doing something else. That doesn't work. Main thing, put emotions aside and just do it, literally. Moving on to lesson number 6, he says that you have to constantly learn to be uncomfortable, constantly pushing yourself. So when these athletes go to the field, I mean, these people are the best, but they are working with coaches. You know, they are fixing the small little detail every single time, doing something that's uncomfortable all the time, so that you break into new barriers, so that you generally become a different person, or even an improved person. I think that's better, right? And then moving on, focus and concentrate. You know, we are now in a world where there's social media, there's friends, there are boyfriends and girlfriends, there's so many different things. But always remember to keep focus of whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life. I mean, these people who are in the court, you know, they have sponsorship deals, you know, whenever they're playing, there's always media. I mean, they are in the biggest screens in the country, and all the girls like them. It's so easy to get distracted, but it's important to maintain focus. It's important to maintain discipline and let the main thing be the main thing. Don't get distracted by newfound fame. Make sure that you're constantly focusing on what truly matters. And then another thing he speaks about, emotions make you weak. So basically this guy discredits emotions. That, listen, emotions make you weak. So this is very difficult to absorb, but it is the truth, you know, to a certain extent, that doing things when you feel like it is not necessarily going to help us much. It's not necessarily going to pull us forward, but doing what needs to be done, that's the most important thing. I think that's where things like routine are very important, so that you don't just focus on, oh, today I feel like, but you know, every single day I have to go to the gym, I have to work on my business. From this time to this time, I need to be doing this, regardless of how you feel. Not saying when you are tired you can't rest, but knowing when to rest and when to work, that is definitely very important for you to take into account in your life. Now moving on, he says that you need to train. You need to train yourself constantly. So he speaks about you either suffer in the gym or you suffer being fat. It's literally a choice. You have to be comfortable or stay in the discomfort of a certain decision that you make, because both of them give a discomfort. So you just have to choose under which path you fall. Are you going to be uncomfortable working towards becoming the best in your business, or are you going to become uncomfortable staying in the same position, no growth, you know? So it's almost like whatever you decide, that indecision is also having consequences. So you just have to decide which consequences you actually want for yourself and you want for your own life, right? And he says that you never stop learning. Talent without learning becomes reckless. If you don't direct your talent very well, it's pointless. I mean, how many people do we know who have so many different skills, who have so many different talents, who actually sometimes had the fame and actually let it all down, who had the success, but it all went down? Because if you do not have those skills, you know, how to direct your talent, how to pull it forward, how to keep it, uphold it, learn and even get better at it, literally, like, might as well like just be a hard worker. He actually values being a hard worker, being disciplined and being committed more than being talented per se. So it's very, very important. Another thing is you must constantly learn about yourself. So many times, you know, we are looking, oh my god, that person is so pretty, I want to be like that person, that lady is so smart, oh my god, that guy, he's such a boss. You know, look within yourself. He says you must have a relationship with yourself where you get to know yourself, know your strengths, work on them so that you become better, improve on who you are, because that's when you build an instinct to know, okay, Me being Malete Mamatiba, I'm good in this particular thing. This is my strength line. That's what you work in. That's what you improve in. So naturally, your instinct will draw you towards the things that are part of your strengths. So make sure you know yourself. You don't do things from outside in, but you do things from inside out. You deliver to the world what you know about yourself, the particular skills that you harness, the particular skills that you were born with. You make sure that you improve on those, the talents, you improve on that. It's about the hard work that you put on top of that particular talent, okay? And then another thing, I was really, really intrigued by how he made the decision to actually become like an A-list trainer slash coach. I don't know how you would call it. So he was like, I was one of the best students at my school. And when we went to university, I decided to study kinology, something like that, that has to do with movement, training sports. People were like, what? Oh my God, you want to work in a gym, taking it low, how people are, because you don't want to be an engineer or you don't want to be an accountant or a doctor. So he was like, I decided to do that because my goal was to train pro athlete. I mean, he owns one of the best gyms, literally, for pro athletes. He took it all the way up. So that relentlessness is not just in being a particular thing. So in whatever that you choose to do, you actually take it all the way up, right? So make sure you are taking things to the top, all right? And then you need to learn to compete with yourself. Compete with your own goals. Compete with your own vision, what you see of yourself, improving yourself on a daily basis. So this is the trick to actually being relentless, because now you're not dependent on whether Matrumi is doing good or not. You're not dependent on, Mary, this time. You're dependent on, am I reaching my goals? Have goals for yourself. Tell yourself, this time around, I want to reach this. Constantly, by knowing yourself, you know how to push yourself. You set your own goals and you be your own competition. All right, that's how Oprah became Oprah, because she was looking at herself and her own goals. All right, you need to set goals that are yours. Another thing, challenge yourself and get into different things. The beautiful thing is that when you set a goal, it helps you to challenge yourself constantly. Get into different programs. Do something different for yourself. If challenging yourself means starting a new business, go ahead and do that. Constantly be challenging yourself and make sure you're getting out of your comfort zone, because comfort, it creates fear. You get scared of doing new things because you're constantly doing the same thing over and over again, and your mind is just so relaxed, so you get frightened whenever you try something new. So make sure you're constantly challenging yourself so that your mind gets used to, let's move, darling, we are on to the next thing. All right? Yes. So another thing, he says that you must stop playing small. Don't play small to make the people around you comfortable. Don't play small to make people like you. That doesn't work. You play your game, and if it's too high, let them rise up to you. You don't lower yourself now to fit in. Listen, if you are that genius in class, mchana, don't play dumb to make your friends happy. If you are that person who's a serial entrepreneur, do your thing. What I've noticed that these people really invest in what they are good at. They sacrifice friendships, they sacrifice time to spend doing different things to actually harness whatever they have. So protect your dream, protect your goal, protect whatever it is that God has given you, to make sure that you're making it the best. You're thriving in it. And then he says that rather be feared than liked. So we're in a society where you always want to be liked. Want to post the picture that everybody likes. You want to do things that everybody likes. But it's important to rather be respected than be liked. Let's not chase the like. Let's chase our goals, regardless of whether we are liked or not. Let being liked come as a result, but we are not going to sit there and, oh my God, I'm going to go to the party because everybody's going to be there and all my friends are going to like me. If it's time for you to do your thing, do your thing. Focus on the most important thing. It's nice to go out at times, but if you got plans, boo, stay home, go wherever you need to go, do whatever you need to do. All right? So, and then the last thing is that you need to make sure that you cut out unnecessary things, unnecessary people, only keep the best. He's like, if you're an A+ person, keep A+ people and only expect A+ performance. Like, you, this guy, he is straight to the point. He's not playing with nobody. So those are the major lessons that I learned from the book. It's packed with so many different lessons that I would say, like, you just need that in your life to just rejuvenate being your superwoman, being your superman, being true to yourself and really achieving what you want for yourself. It's that good book that reminds you, girl, take it all the way up. My guy, get it, go get it done and be the best, and don't be afraid of that. Okay, so I loved the book. I love that he's very straightforward. He's like you know, that teacher, that principal, that best friend who's always like, you're still playing games. Get it done. Get it done. Stop playing games. Stop playing small. You're not helping anybody. Go ahead and get it done. No lies, nothing. Get it done. So what I didn't like about the book, there are two things I didn't like about this book. So number one, all the chapters is like #1, #1, #1. I'm just like, number one, I can change. I don't know where I am, how far I'm reading. So it was a bit like, it was difficult to, you know, track the progress in terms of chapters, because he says that all of the chapters are equally important, so they will receive like a #1 rating. So I don't think that's necessary, because the book in itself is telling you how to be #1, you know, and what it takes to actually be #1. And then the second part, he speaks about how every cleaner has a dark side. So the dark side is fine. So some people, when they have a dark side, they have it's like a way of the cleaners to lash out or to relax in a way. So some people, they exercise. So exercise is how they take things out, you know, when you're boxing there and you're lifting those things, you just feel like, god damn, all the stress is gone. But he also says that some celebrities, what they do, or pro athletes, is that they are involved in infidelity and all those types of things, of which I was like, listen, if you don't decide to get married, you better stick to your damn vows. We don't care about your dark side. You decided, you stick to your damn commitment, okay? And how who's that guy who plays golf, Woods, he was found to be cheating and stuff like that, but he's like, it's fine, this is your dark side, he shouldn't have apologized for it. I'm like, oh no, you done made a promise in the house of the Lord, so you better follow up with it regardless of how you be feeling, okay? So yeah, those are the two things. But generally, I loved the book. I'd say everyone should read it, you know, just once, to just get that inner beasts, you know, out and roaring and really grabbing your dreams and smashing things and making things happen. So yeah, it's just more than a motivational book. It conditions your mind, man. It gets your mind in the right place, and it's just incredible. I loved it so much. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, I hope you read the book. I hope you learn from the book and do enjoy. Thank you.